Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We sped through the Shantis at the end. Let's try and slow down. I was trying to catch up with you guys. Let's try and slow down next time. So, today we are starting a wonderful text, a text that I've studied as, I think, a teenager in my 20s and my 30s. I'm still in my 30s. I'm studying it again, different times of my life. And it always has a beautiful message for me. And I think it's true with all of our Shastras. You can read the Bhagavad Gita 1,000,000 times. And Gurudev always says, yes, you've gone through the Bhagavad Gita, but has it gone through you? Right? So in that way, many tips for many phases of our lives, many seasons of our lives. So before we get started with the text, it's an introduction today. Adi Shankaracharya ji is the one who authored this text. Who is Adi Shankaracharya ji? Luckily, Vilasniyaka talked about it this morning in assembly, if we were there. He is one of our gurus in this parampara. Guru, Shishya, Parampara. One after the other, gurus and shishyas come. So he is in the middle. They say he was born in 800 AD. You can try to fact check this, but there will always be people that are saying before and after, because in that time, things were not kept as precisely. And even if they were kept precisely, there's been thousands of years of losing all of our texts due to invasions, due to pillaging, so many things, right? So perhaps they were, and we are just ignorant of it, but they were keeping track of things very well back then. I mean, they kept track of so many things, they probably did this too. So, 800 AD. He was born in Kerala. Anybody from Kerala here? No? Nobody had Onam, Onam food recently? Okay. Well, he is from Kerala, and his birth home is actually where CIF, Chinmaya International Foundation, is located. And that is a research institute of Chinmaya Mission. And Chinmaya Mission decided to buy the home when it was up for auction, unfortunately. Great, a great person, and his home was not kept well. But luckily, Gurudev thought it was worthy of, moving forward and keeping. And even Tapoanji's ashram, Chinmaya Mission has kept and uses till date for satsangs and things. So he was born in Kerala. And many stories about him. I'll just focus on the simple few details. When he was born in India, even today, I think in some places, they do the whole Jatakam. They write down, okay, what's going to happen. In his Jatakam, they said he would become a sannyasi. Of course, mother did not like that. And she pled, no, please, not a sannyasi. But unfortunately, his father died at a young age. And he had been asking his mother, please let me take sannyas. I mean, how many of your kids below the age of 8 asked you, can I take sannyas? Would you even say yes? You'd be like, child, you know nothing, right? We think we know so much, even when we know we don't. But of course, the mamatva is there, and it grows, right? And so I used to serve focused just on the Shastras and Chinmaya Mission, just that, not a Grihastha life, right? Now as a Grihastha, after having had my child during pregnancy, I got to experience how mamatva really works. Initially, you're like, yeah, when I have the kid, everybody can help take care. They can do what they want, just keep the baby healthy. And then it grows, it kicks. You slowly develop that my child. Before it's just some jiva coming through this instrument known as body. Right? It's easy to philosophize. And some people, through their purva janmas, have the clarity. Perhaps they do. I can't. Just because I didn't doesn't mean they didn't either. But for me, it was different, right? And as the child grew, and then of course, as the child is born, nobody touched this ball. But you're tired. But she's mine, right? And it's not as crazy as the golem ring, it's my, no. But other people may see you doing things that way, right? But for you, this little jiva is my jiva and my responsibility. What will this jiva do without me? Ayyo. I am the sole life giver. I am that Mahashakti. So much happens, right? And of course, it is Devi Shakti that allows women to be able to do such a divine act of giving birth. But this mother also, Adi Shankaracharyaji's mother, mothers are mothers, okay? Whether it's 800 AD or now, or the future, hopefully. So she said no multiple times. And there's something known as, so you need some may say, why didn't he just run away, right? And some sannyasis do run away, even today. There were people in my Vedanta course who had come and run away. But if you do it properly, you do need your mother's permission, or if you're married, your spouse's permission. Because there are people who take sannyas even after marriage. In fact, some sampradayas require you to have been a grahastha to qualify to take sannyas. Very many different sampradayas. So, it seems that Adi Shankaracharya was taking a bath in the river, and an alligator came and was attacking him. They say this is divine play. Adi Shankaracharya ji, Mother, I'm about to die. This alligator is going to kill me. At least let me die a sannyasi. You know that has more punya than dying without sannyas. Please, just let me. Mother's like, Arey, I want you to live. And she sees the alligator. She can't do anything. Last wish, Mother, please. Yes. Fine, take sannyas. The moment she says, okay, that alligator gently leaves. You believe it? You don't believe it? Up to you. But I do believe that is the power of sannyas. But also of his titiksha. Titiksha, his steadfastness, endurance. So the moment the mother said, okay, alligator left, he said, you can't take, no take backs, right? Can't take that back. And at 8 years old, he followed a guru out. Because at that time, honestly, in some places, even now, there are gurus that roam the streets that, take bhiksha, beg for alms, right? So he left at that age. He went looking for a guru. That guru was about to have samadhi, so that guru sent him to his student. He traveled. He went to another guru. In the process of meeting his gurus, he composed many stotrams. So, another question that comes up. Do you need a guru to study Shastras? Before you, there was some YouTube. Before that, there was somebody. Before this. And after you also, there will be people. True. So, do you need a guru? See, the beauty of having a guru parampara, whoever it is in your parampara, is that the teachings remain as unadulterated as possible. How so? Who is fit to be a guru? Shrotriya Brahmanishta. These are heavy Sanskritam terms, but somebody who has studied systematically and one who is Brahmanishta. I am Brahman and I know it. That's it. That's Brahmanishta. Right? Nobody can shake them. Nishtha. Someone with that strength in what? That I am Brahman. So when you study from someone in this Guru Shishya Parampara, you live systematically. You live the Shastras. It doesn't become a part of the salad that we consume in the name of spirituality, religion, higher techniques, greater practices, whatever we put, secularizing terms, or making them more religious, whatever we do, right? Right now, we're in a hodgepodge. Our minds are in a hodgepodge. The simplest things, there's 10 different solutions. And I think there's a beautiful TED Talk, and this is very simple, but it's about buying jeans, right? The paradox of choices or something. If you have a chance, listen. But before, there used to be one pair of jeans. I think it was Levi's or something. Everybody had those jeans, and that's it. Then you got these boot cut, you got these skinny, you got these color, black. Jeggings were a thing when I was in high school or college. You had jeggings which really were not jeans. I'm sorry. That's an unpopular opinion. So the more choices we have, the more difficult it is. And in fact, they say it's a paralysis happens, right? So you have all these spiritual practices. What do? Really nothing, because I don't know. Somebody says wake up at 4 and meditate. Someone says, no, you should actually stay up until 12, midnight meditation, Shiva Bhakta, midnight meditation. Okay. So then I'm just going to sleep in. Right? No midnight meditation, no 4 a.m. meditation. Right? So why is it important to have a Guru Shishya Parampara? Because even in this chaos, at least there's some amount of continuity. And those who teach have lived. Authenticity. That's a buzzword these days. But Yashni Akka, me, Swamiji's, we all went to Sandipani Sadhanalaya. Different times, different decades, different ages. I went at a different age, different genders. Doesn't matter. But we all studied in that place. Gurudev's blessings were in that place. And I never had a chance to meet him, but his blessings are there. Because you can feel them. And so we all had training. We had different acharyas, but it's all from Gurudev, right? So maybe there's differences in what we believe because our vasanas are different. Our life experiences are different. But Shastras, parampara, right? This text, I don't know how many times Akka has studied this text. She's taught this text probably a dozen times. But imagine, Adi Shankaracharya ji wrote this. I mean, it should give us goosebumps that this was written thousands of years ago, and we study it today in the same way, the Sanskritam, that it was written. There's so many other stotrams he's written, Meenakshi Pancharatnam, there's actually a book of hymns, and it's mostly all his work, a few are from others. So, even though Adi Shankaracharya ji probably had done extensive sadhana for so many lifetimes, I think. Because if I'm here, you guys are here, we're all here, you did something. I did something. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it says even 1 ounce. You accidentally say Rama, you got your punya points. Right? You accidentally do one good punya, you will reap the benefits. We won't want to talk about the other papa, but the punya as well, right? So we're here because of that. We've done it, or our ancestors have done it. Some punya is there to bring us together today. So Adi Shankaracharya ji, I think he was this is my opinion, I think he was born realized. He is Bhagavan. but even he respects this Guru Shishya Parampara Sampradaya. Therefore, he sought a guru. Everybody makes their own choices, but he chose to respect it. Then he founded the Dashanami system, which he reorganized Sanatana Dharma around us. Before him, Advaita Vedanta existed. It's not that he started. He's not the founder of Advaita Vedanta, but he propagated it. So 8 years old, sought a guru. Then he, of course, composed so many things in the meantime. He had his own shishyas, right? And he went on it's called a Digvijaya. Dig direction, Vijaya, victory. I don't have an English translation for that. He went to the four corners of Bharat. Bharat is not India today. Bharat is much more expansive than what India is today. And he went in a time, you might think, he had nothing better to do in that time. He didn't have to worry about traffic and pollution. We have this weird view that everything was good old days. In that time, Buddhism was on the rise, and not the Buddhism we know today. Right? In that time, there was a lot of changes in the atmosphere, just like today. Right? There's a lot of animosity, a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of one conquering the other, a lot of egos, a lot of cultural erasure in ways, right? So he didn't do this when everything was peaceful. He traveled across Bharat debating. That's the beauty, though, of that time. Yes, there were wars, but there was wars according to dharma, and a lot of misunderstandings were solved through powerful debate. And debate isn't just, yeah, you're right, I'm wrong, whatever. No. Later on we'll do more stories, Mandan Mishra ji and all, just time check. But they literally changed their lifestyles. He was a grahastha, and he said, if I lose to you, I'm going to give up this lifestyle I have and become a sannyasi. And if you lose, Adi Shankaracharya ji, you have to get married and become a grahastha. They bet their lives. This is no joke. This isn't some, I'm from Texas. They had huge debates, a huge thing there. I don't know how it is here, but all these high schoolers going to all these competitions for debate, you pick something and then you're done, you get a trophy. No, this was life on the line, right? You don't just shout on TV programs. So, Adi Shankaracharya ji went north, south, east, west. Badrinath Ashram in the north. I don't know if any of you had a chance to go to Badrinath. It's one of the Char Dhams. It's beautiful. Then Puri Jagannath there in the east. Then you have Sringeri, the Sringeri Matha in the south. Also, amazing if you can go. And then you have Dwarka Matha, and that is Krishna Bhagwan's abode. So he established these 4 peetams. And even today they are functional. They have adhipatis, or they have people that teach there and run the place. And guess how old he was when he attained samadhi? 30 something. 32. I'm going to take a wild guess and say we're all over 32 in this room. Yeah. If we have kids, I'm assuming, I don't know. But yeah. I don't see any hands. I'm not looking at whether people are old or young. Please don't mistake. I'm just looking for hands of people still saying, because when you're young, you want to, that's when you raise your hand. I'm 31 and a half. Nobody's going to go this way. So we're in our mid-30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. In 32 years, he caused an entire revolution in Bharatavarsha, and we talk about him thousands of years later, after many have tried to wipe his name and our culture for centuries. So respect to the teacher. That is why we're talking about him, right? We can talk about all of our gurus, but because we're studying Sadhana Panchakam, this is the dose we'll have for Adi Shankaracharya ji. So with his blessings and with reverence to him, we get started on this text. And maybe something will go in this mind to be able to implement. So what is Sadhana Panchakam? Sadhana is our practice. What kind of practice? Is it gym practice, food practice? Sadhana here in this context is for the goal. Sadhya. What is our goal? I dare to say, whether we know it or believe it or not, our goal is moksha. and I'll get to why. Okay? The goal is moksha when we understand what moksha means. If we think moksha is some, semantics that I'm saying and it's translated straight into liberation. Liberation from what? You get married, you want to get liberated from that marriage, you get divorced. Liberation. Then you're lonely. You want to get liberated from the depression and loneliness, you get married again. Right? I mean, what is this liberation? What do we want liberation from? Why are we... First of all, Swathi ji, you're wrong. I don't care about liberation. My husband and I actually debate about this a lot. Of course, he doesn't G me. Well, I don't really want liberation. I'm happy. Why can't we just be happy? All you spiritual people want to talk about suffering. I come to your class, that's suffering. I'm scared to laugh at that one. I'm not offended, it's okay. No, I am happy, let me be happy. Why am I here? My kids need some culture, bus. How many of you have heard of the phrase, when you sweat more in peace, you bleed more in war? Sorry, less in war. Sweat more in peacetime, you bleed less in wartime. Have you heard of that? Well, what it means is you put in your work, you get prepared, you do everything you need to, and then when war comes, you won't be taken as off guard. Right? It's still difficult. Nobody's going to say war won't happen. You prepare, everything happens, right? But you're more prepared. In the same way, whether right now you feel so miserable, and when I say liberation, you're like, me, right now, if I say, let's go to Vaikunta right now, who's joining me? Actually, Vaikunta's, anyway. They're like, no, not Vaikunta, Kailash shall come. So, you might be there where you are just done. I have seen enough in my life, I'm done. Or you might be happy-go-lucky. Finally, I have a good job, husband has a good job, kids are fine, we've just paid off our mortgage or we're on our way. Life is chill. You might be on this side of the spectrum. What Shastras say, still study. Study when you're in the lowest place, because Shastras will give you a hand. Study when you're in your highest place, because that's when your brain actually works 100%. Imagine, right? Like, when I am so anxious, I'm so... My husband and I were talking about, like, when the child comes, what do we do? What are the practices? This, that, everyone can laugh at that now, but you're so serious about it, right? And he said, what if when you're going through labor, I just tell you you're Brahman? Is that okay? And I'm like, I had no words. I was like, no, how about you just stay quiet? We'll just play bhajans and you just stay quiet. Because there will be moments where, and honestly for me, it was just Bhagwan's name. There was nothing else. I am moksha, liberation, nothing, just Krishna, 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 Krishna. Get this over with, right? So, sometimes, in the lowest place that we're in, is when we shun these scriptures and we shun Bhagwan. It's tough to hold on. So many times I fight with Krishna because because I'm in that place. But when I'm happy, when things are peaceful, then he plays with me, right? Then he can make fun of me. Oh, you thought you would do this, then this happened, ha ha. Then you can laugh, right? So, anytime we can study this. We don't have to be in the lowest of low, and we don't have to pretend that nothing can touch us. Because life, the fact that we're living, like we have a life in this janma means we have pluses and minuses. Nobody comes in the human birth with just punya, unfortunately. But fortunately, this is the place where we move forward fast. So much sadhana can be done in the human birth, if we choose to. So, goal, liberation, whether we know it or not. This is my stance on this, because we're constantly running from things that make us sad and toward things that make us happy. But the sadness and happiness is located in the mind and the intellect. So will the same thing give us joy? What are you talking about? I was born loving laddus, I still love laddus, and I'm going to eat laddus whether I'm diabetic or not till the day I die. You eat 1 laddu, you eat 2 laddus, you eat 3 laddus. I will sit here and feed you 10 laddus. At that point, will you or will you not say, stop? Please, enough. I'm going to throw up. In fact, your body rejects it, right? You don't feel good. So, then we analyze, what is it I'm running towards and running away from? Things that the mind wants. I'm not so low. It's not food. I'm above food. Hey, that dress is beautiful. You should check out this salon. It's right next door to my place. You know, I mean, no offense, but they do a great job, especially with your hair type. Right? And that sticks. I don't care whether I eat or not, but that lady, she told me I need to go to a salon. Book that appointment. So it's fine, not the body level. Then you go mind level, intellect level, right? I remember there was some salesperson, and they were trying to get me on board with something, and I said no, and we got back and forth, and I still remember that argument, unnecessarily taking up space in my head, right? I mean, who is he? He's living his own life, whatever. But I say, please come, asanam. Argyam. I do puja to this guy. Here, take my food, because I can't eat thinking about our argument. Naivedyam. Hare, we think about this, right? So, what is this sadness and happiness we're running to and from? Small level, it's all this. Ultimately, we will get to this, but it is moksha, right? Ultimately, what we want is that permanent happiness. So, sadhana, sadhya. I want something that no one can take away from me. And this is a trick question, so if you get it, then fine. But I want something no one can take away from me. And that happiness, the world can be burning, but I should be still. So, what is this text going to tell us? Panchakam, 5. There are 5 stanzas in this text. Panchakam, pancha, 5. And each of those 5 stanzas has 8 tips. 8 sadhana for us to get to the sadhya. So will this make my hair grow? Will this make me lose weight? No. I think like there's a place for that, right? And you go there and you get that, right? Will this make all my problems go away? I mean, no, thank you. I think, have you read this before? He's like, Been there, done that, didn't work. Common sense, yes. Sorry. So, 8 tips, 5 verses each. 5 verses, 8 tips for each of the verses. Now, as this is my idea, and if you have any suggestions, please when I pass this around, write it down. My idea is we start off, hopefully there's something that I can kind of address in the notes that you guys send me. So we'll start with addressing that. Then we will do a little intro to a concept that comes up in some of the tips. Because you'll see, they'll say do your karma every day. Okay, well what is that? Really, what is that? It's not I'm from the JT, Justin Timberlake era. It's not what goes around comes around, right? It's not that song. It's not just, wearing a t-shirt that says, karma, no. What is karma? What is my karma? What is your karma? Is it the same, right? So we'll do a little bit of concept and then we'll get to the verse. So don't be scared that we're not getting to the verse. She just keeps yapping, what's the point? It's to give us a better idea of what we're going to study. So let's see, time check. Perfect. So what we'll do is we finish. So I will be doing satsang for 45 minutes. Hopefully we start on time so we can get the most time in satsang. And then after that, we'll have Archana ji. Why am I? Oh, sorry. I thought you were there. Sorry. So Archana ji will lead discussions, right? Today I hear that there's also textbook sales, so you guys have that too. But it'll be 45 minutes. So we will end this class with chanting today. And I know you don't have books, it's okay. I will just chant, and I can try and do it lead and repeat. But the tune is difficult when I try and lead and repeat, so we'll see. I'll try and do lead and repeat. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam Taduditam. Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam Taduditam. Karmasvanushthiyataam Tene shasya vidhiyataam apachitihi Kamye matistyajatam Papo gaf paridhuyatam bhavasukhe Dosho nusandhiyatam Atmechhavyavasiyatam nijagrihat Turnam vinirgamyatam. Oh, you guys did good. So the meter of this is such a way, even the Sanskritam, is sometimes you just can't stop randomly, even if there's a space. You have to finish the idea, right? So that's why it's off. But I hope we can continue with this next week. We'll end with Purnamadaha. Is that okay? We'll end with Purnamadaha. Is that okay? Vilasnyaka? Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Harihi Om